Straight from the mountain to your street, giving you a taste of something sweet. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat. It's Midweek Motivation. Let's drop this beat, man. That's my dog. Let's go.
Welcome to Midweek Motivation, real conversations with real people about a very real God. I have a very real person, my favorite person, not one of my favorite people.
The actual favorite.
The actual favorite person. Carly's a close second, but my lovely wife is joining us on Midweek today. And it's not because she was my fourth choice. It's
but
because,
it was.
but it might be.
It was.
It might have something to do with that.
I do have other things to do, but it's fine.
Right. See, that's why you were my fourth choice, because I know how busy you are and how important your job is. So I didn't want to take you away from that. Mm-hmm. But also, when I thought of it, when I finally thought of it, I thought, well, that's kind of dumb. I really should have brought you on much earlier. So one of the things we've been doing on Midweek, and you know this, we've been trying to get through the entire staff, and we have a ton of new staff. And you're not really new staff.
I mean, I've been here since June, so.
Is that it?
Yeah. June 1st.
Well, see, so you have the other unfortunate privilege of being married to me, and when you're married to a church staff member, you're just kind of on staff before you're
Whether
actually
you're on
staff
or not. Yeah, kind of like being a pastor's kid. You're not really paid to be there, but you're there from birth until.
It's a lot like that. Yeah, anybody who's married, all of our spouses, those of us on staff. Like Hannah was working here before she was working here.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how it works in church world.
She was working here in many different capacities before she was officially working here. And now I don't think she does any of those things hardly anymore that she was doing as a volunteer. Now she does a different weird set of things. And
job descriptions never change.
I mean, mine has changed every single year. I'm in my third year working here at Parkway, and my job description has changed every single year, which is fantastic for my ADD brain. And I love that. So
pretty good.
I haven't really lost anything. It just seems like things keep adding. Although I don't clean toilets anymore, so that's pretty great.
I mean, that's a plus.
I haven't done that in a while, just at home. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. Haven't done that at home that much anyways. Because we got
kids are
four
for, right?
kids, right? That's the whole reason we had kids. Right?
Dishes.
And
so
dishes.
they could do the dishes.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly.
And one day they'll do laundry too. Yeah. The other reason you're on here is because I needed to do something to boost our ratings. And, you know, if we had the choice to sit here and look and listen to Trevor for 30 minutes or you, I think the overwhelming majority of people would much rather listen to you. So
sorry, Trevor.
Much as we love Trevor, it's okay. Ashley would agree. Yeah. So
I'm not another bald guy to join your team.
You are not another bald guy. You're not a bald guy with a beard.
Nope. Don't ever plan to be either. So
thank you. I appreciate that. I look forward to that never being a thing. And your dad will probably watch. Oh, how cute.
My dad will watch. Probably my mom, my dad, my sister. Hello.
Yay.
I have a fan club.
Yay. Sister who recently just got engaged.
Yes. Here at Parkway, actually. So that was exciting.
Right on our stage. That was super fun.
Purple lights and all.
That was cool. That was very exciting. I don't think I've ever gotten to be a part of somebody's engagement like that.
No,
I don't remember.
Not that I can think of. No one's ever asked me to be a part of that before.
Yeah.
And we hid cameras just like you hid cameras when we got engaged.
We did. Yeah. And we also had a 7-year-old jumping off the stage.
Mid-engagement.
Was he being Spider-Man? Was he?
He said, "Mommy, you can't catch me," and then proceeds to try to jump off the stage.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Jump.
Right.
Twice in the middle of the proposal. So it's in the back footage that Darren got from the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But she said yes, which is cool.
Yep. So now we're picking dates and finding dresses and all of the fun things.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook thinks I'm getting married, which is weird, but I've looked at so many dresses on Facebook and sending things back and forth. They now think that I should be looking for dresses.
Yep, and I plan on wearing a Batman suit for that
sense.
wedding. I think it'd be great. Seems like the right thing to do. Seems like the right brother-in-law move to come as Batman.
Slightly weird, but whatever.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be all good. But other than your sister's upcoming nuptials, yeah, see, big words.
There you go.
Yeah, Stephen Curtis Chapman is coming.
I cannot wait. So that is a record that I actually had on CD, and I would put in my car when cars used to have CD players. I know every word to almost every song on that album. The kids thought that was really weird when we turned that on in the van the other day.
So I didn't believe you when you told me that. All right. So we've known each other literally half of our lives. Okay. And been married for 16 years. You told me that and I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
That was new. I did not know that. So we turned it on. Right. And the first song, it's like every single word. The next song, every single word. You might have missed a couple in a few of them.
Yeah.
But like
A text from
every
Dustin
single word.
the other day from Dustin said something about diving in. So then I quickly typed out a bunch of song
diving in,
lyrics.
I'm going
Yep,
deep.
absolutely. And his
You know
response
I
back was
am.
Stephen Curtis Chapman. I said, yeah, I'm a little too excited for that. So really pumped for that concert. It's not too late to get tickets and they're half off right now. So
Yes.
you can't beat that. Use the code LOVE to get those tickets at half off.
Yeah, and I will tell you this: if it makes a difference, the last I heard, we had sold about half the tickets already. So the capacity will be limited. So
It's going to be a full house for sure. The amount of people that are just signed up to volunteer for ticket taking that night, normally there's like 4 of us. I think the list I got yesterday had 12 of us taking tickets.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big night.
yeah, it's going to be cool. I got to talk to their production and tour managers yesterday. We were making some plans, and it's the very first night of their tour.
Oh, that makes it even better.
Very, very cool. So I would say because it's kind of a replaying tour of his historic Speechless album,
His
right?
best album, if you ask me.
It's at least one of his biggest, for sure. One of his biggest. I don't know the numbers. Marshall would know better, I'm sure, but I think Marshall's
They
another
go way
one.
back.
Right. Well, that's true. They go way back to the last time he came to Parkway, and they sang together. I need video of that somewhere.
That's cute.
Cassidy probably has that, I'm sure. But it's they're working on planning for the first night of the tour. So how cool to be a part of that right here at Parkway, get to see him do that. And another shout out. I don't know, Steven. We're not friends. But I know that his son has a band that I love dearly, a band called Colony House.
Yes.
You should absolutely listen to Colony House. If you like Stephen Curtis Chapman, you might not like Colony House, but
that's
you
all
should
right.
listen to Colony House anyways because it's amazing. And it's Stephen Curtis Chapman's son.
That's pretty awesome. I remember you played that in the Target parking lot one day, the first day you found it, and it was so good.
Game changing. Yeah.
So good. And that's actually a cool weekend because not for everybody, but the ladies have a really big event the night before.
Yes.
So that's going to be a really cool night for If Gathering, Jenny Allen, Francis Chan, so many great people.
Yeah, talk to us a little more about what If Gathering is and what If One Night is.
Yeah. So If Gathering is something that Jenny Allen and a couple of friends came up with just as a desire to gather a bunch of women together to study God's word and worship. And it has expanded. If you were a part of If Gather last year, the worldwide church came together for 24 hours and we got to drop into services all over the world. And it was absolutely incredible. So this year it's back to a women's conference. Usually it's a 2-day. This time it's one night. So won't get to be in Dallas there to be there live, but we will be live streaming it at our Benton location. So I'm super excited about that. Already have many tickets sold for that. Tickets are only $10 and you get to come have some coffee, have some refreshments, worship in the word with a great group of ladies. Grab a bunch of friends, grab your mom, grab your sister. Go to parkwayroanoke.com/women to get those tickets. $10 right now. You can't beat that. We'll have some Parkway Women's merch there as well that evening. But it's just going to be a great night of worship. And then to do that back to back with Stephen Curtis Chapman, we're going to be so tired by the time that weekend's over. But I'm so pumped.
Yeah. Why did we schedule all that in the same weekend?
Well,
That's a lot.
that just kind of happened. But it's fine.
I guess we didn't schedule either of those things.
If you're a Parkway person and you've been at Covered before, think smaller version of Covered. Worship, the word, time to talk in small groups. Covered's huge every year in September. So If is kind of our spring big event. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I'm not invited. So I was very clearly told, you can set stuff up. We need you to set stuff up.
Please do all of the tech prep work for us.
But it would be weird if you stayed.
Yep.
So I'm not invited.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, we got to host it here. Cassidy and Steffi actually got to be in Dallas. So I was a little jealous, but that's okay. So they got to be there live. So I got to host it here with a couple of wonderful friends of mine hosting that event that weekend. And we got to have roundtable discussion and it was just a really beautiful time. We had a prayer room. So then If Gather last year, we had to invite them in. So I guess that was, it's fine. But it was a really awesome experience. And now we're back to just another women's event. And I cannot wait. Some of my absolute favorite speakers. And how can you hear that many wonderful top Christian speakers for $10? you can't beat that. So
it's $10.
$10.
10 whole dollars. And there's snacks, right?
There's snacks. There's coffee.
I remember stealing snacks last year when you were setting
Absolutely.
up and getting in trouble. It was great.
Yep.
Will Tamara be making pumpkin chocolate chip cookies?
You know, I haven't asked her yet, but I guarantee that if I ask, she'll do it because she's one of my my team
I was
members for
pretty
that
sure
night.
she was involved in that.
Yep.
She's pretty great.
Oh,
And
she immediately, she saw that it was happening. She was like, Parkway's doing this, right? I'm like, absolutely we are. And I want you to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. But it's a cool thing. It's a great event. It would be a cool weekend to be a part of that, and it'll be a cool thing to have at our Vinton location. It's
Yes.
It's a perfect spot for that.
We're very excited about that. Because now we don't have to limit it quite as much on how many we can have. We had about 50 2 years ago when we did it. We were in the youth room at Round Table. So now we can open it up to more women and more people can be a part of that. And some people from other churches are welcome to come also. I've already seen people from other churches have bought tickets. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. And the boys and I will be eating pizza and junk food or something at home.
Yeah,
while
that
you're
sounds
there.
about right.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. Big weekend is coming up.
Yes.
March 3rd, 6th through 7th. So make sure you're not a part of that. Make sure you don't miss that. If you are a student, we'd love for you to be there. If you have friends at school that you're looking to invite, so parents, you want to bring your kids to this.
Yes, absolutely.
We have an incredible student ministry that it just in the 3 years that we've been a part of Parkway has exploded, right? Our student ministry has grown so large. We literally have to use the largest room in the building just to house them.
Yeah, with over 150 kids almost every week. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, our oldest is a freshman in high school, and he was here for Parkway Youth before our family even came to Parkway because it was so important to him to get to be a part of what was happening at Parkway as the youth ministry. It was just exploding. So now it's almost tripled in size since he started, and it's just been incredible to watch John and his team do an amazing job leading our kids.
Yeah, John, you got to hear him this week if you were online or in person with us here at the Mountain. So our 25-year-old student pastor got to teach us about what intergenerational partnership is, and it's actually a little bit of what we're going to touch on today about how the church should be interacting across the generations and what our responsibility is, right? And one of the things that he hit on was that idea of intergenerational partnership, which is it's a thing that churches have talked about for years, right? Every church for decades has said, and I know this because I've been a part of them, right? I was born on a Monday and like in church the next Sunday, right?
Absolutely.
And never quit. Like that's both of us, right? So we've seen a whole lot of things happen in churches, a whole lot of trends come and go in churches. And for decades, churches have said, we want to reach the generations, we want to reach all the generations, every generation. Like every church for years had the every generation in their mission statement or something, or had some form of it, like including Parkway, every generation, right?
I mean, it might be biblical, so maybe that's
it
why.
might be biblical, right? It might have its foundation in it. But where people struggle and where churches struggle is, well, how do we do that?
Right.
Right. Well, we just want to have great kids ministry and we want to have great adult ministry and great student ministry and whatever. But there's not always great crossover between those. Right. And I think the hardest thing to actually build good intergenerational partnerships is I think it's hard to make it institutional.
Right.
Right. And when I say institutional, I mean, you can't program that. Right, it's very hard to have true intergenerational partnership where the generations are crossing boundary lines and mentoring each other and learning from each other institutionally, right? You can, right? But the best way that this works is naturally. Right. Now, I think it takes some work on both of your parts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To be able to build that. But the non-institutional approach to intergenerational partnership, which is a really long, wordy sentence, is probably the best approach, right? Like most things, like a non-institutional approach is probably the best thing, right? Now, I love programs, I love systems, I love policies and things like that because I'm weird like that.
Yeah.
But the way that this happens the best on it is probably an individual kind of approach. So we're going to hit on that a little bit, but I want to brag on our student pastor for a second. Can I brag on our student pastor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you knew me when I was a youth pastor. Okay.
Right.
Now I know I'm awesome. I know I'm awesome, so you're going to have to take those blinders off,
Okay.
right? But here's what I know about John, our student pastor. I was a youth pastor for like 10 years, and I'm still a youth pastor in my heart, right?
Yeah.
I'm still holding out
Playing
for the day.
stupid games.
I still
stupid
hold out for the
prizes.
day. Just like, so we talked about this the other day. So once you're a kids pastor, you're always a kids pastor.
Like Pastor Mike.
Pastor Mike is a kids pastor through and through, right? He just pastors the adult kids now. Yeah. Right. He is a kids pastor through and through. I will be a youth pastor till the day I die. We were telling Janet, our district superintendent, in a meeting that Dustin and I derailed multiple times. Dustin and I have both been youth pastors, if you can't tell. Yeah. I told Dustin and Janet about my dream of one day hosting the youth pastor games, where you just take a bunch of youth pastors and make them play the games that we've made students play forever.
Chances are they won't do it though, because they don't want to puke up a Happy Meal.
No, and I think
they don't want to
days are going
Sharpie their
away.
feet.
No.
All of those dumb games. The youth pastor would be like, I did that. Not going to do that myself.
Well, and some things we did because we could torture our students and we wouldn't have to do it ourselves. But Janet loved the idea, right? And
District conference?
we talked about doing it at a district conference. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a little too sacred to do it. But
When the youth
Janet
pastors don't show up to district
loved
conference,
it.
you know why. They
Right.
heard they were going to be tortured.
Janet loved the idea. It was fantastic. But I
Shout
say
out
that
to
say
Janet.
this.
Janet is amazing.
Janet is one of the coolest people on the planet. I don't know if she was ever a youth pastor, but she would have been a great one.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
She's pretty fantastic. And she likes us for some reason. So that's cool. I know she likes you. I don't know if she likes me. But you knew me when I was a youth pastor. So back me up when I say this. John is as good a youth pastor as I thought I was when I was his age.
Yeah, we've actually had this conversation many times. Like,
Yes.
just his heart for students, seeing them be involved. I mean, he's been involved in their schools, going to FCAs, getting to share the word there. It's just been absolutely incredible. And kids actually want to invite their friends. Like, weird, right? I mean, the size of the youth group is like, hey, you get a free thing from the cafe if you bring a friend. But that's not even why they're bringing them. Like, they legitimately are on fire for the Lord. They're worshiping. They're down at the altar. They're praying. Like, it's incredible to see what's happening here on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
When we take Equip through so they can see the different ministries, like, I couldn't get them to leave the sanctuary last time. I said, hey, we're going to walk into the sanctuary. You'll see where student ministry is happening. This is our 6th through 12th graders. And they just stood back and watched the kids worship. And I was like, okay, we're going this way. We're going to go check out the tech world. And they were absolutely in awe of what was happening. And then they came out, they're like, those kids are worshiping. And I'm like, yeah, those kids are worshiping because they're on fire for the Lord. They're being discipled well. And it's absolutely amazing to see, because most of the time you see the kids, you see them running around, you see them breaking things, spilling their coffee.
Which, for the record, they still do that.
Yeah,
Just so we're
100%.
clear. Yeah.
All of those things still happen. But then you step into a moment where you see kids worship. And if you've not experienced that before, probably why I couldn't get their attention to be like, hey, we need to move on. The next part of the tour is happening. And I literally had to do one of these to, like, finally one of them was like, oh, hey guys, we're so, and then we were a little delayed because talking to Darren wasn't nearly as exciting as watching the kids worship.
No, only for the computer and tech people.
Yeah,
Is it
all the
exciting to see
nerds that
my
want to
stuff.
push all the buttons.
Yeah, nerds that like buttons and flashing lights.
Yep.
Those are my
100%.
people. And they find me really, really quickly. They feel very at home. But yeah, the phrase that Carly uses all the time that I think encapsulates it perfectly is dirty carpets, clean hearts.
Absolutely. If the carpets are clean and kids' lives aren't being changed, why are we here?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 100% for that. Do I love dirty carpets? No. But if it means a kid's getting to meet Jesus, bring it on.
We need new carpet anyways too.
Yeah. So tear it up. Let's get some new flooring in here.
Yeah, we definitely need new carpet. So that's all right. If
But
students
the other
destroy
cool
it
thing
playing-
is it's not just John. Like, John has a team of people pouring into these students. Like, our kid gets texted by his group leaders and they check in and ask him how school's going. They want to see how basketball is doing. They send prayer requests to each other in their group chats. And these are high school boys. Like, I'm sure the girls are even deeper in, but like, they're committing their Sunday nights to being in small groups. And they're being discipled, not just by their youth pastor, but by all of these other adults that want to pour into them. And it's not all young people. I mean, there's people on his team of all ages that go each Wednesday night or are there on Sunday mornings to pour into our young people.
Yeah.
And it's intergenerational. Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of my favorite things is on Wednesday nights when I get to walk past the conference room around 6:00 and the conference table is filled with like 15 to 20 adult leaders that are here on a Wednesday night. They have worked all day.
Right.
These are normal people with normal jobs, right? Not people that went to school for ministry or spend all day thinking and planning on student ministry. These are people with regular jobs, right? Normal jobs, children of their own in many cases.
Some with young kids, some with grown kids. Like I think of Rick and Anna Daybill, like their kids are grown and out of the house, and they could be like, okay, our kids are grown, they're out of the house. Okay. But no, they're here pouring into our students.
Yeah.
Because
the other
they
cool
realize
thing,
the job is not done just because their kids are out and grown.
the other cool thing that most people probably don't get to see, but that I've gotten to see is you mentioned Rick and Anna. So Rick and Anna walk through that sanctuary every Wednesday night, praying over all the seats in the sanctuary that the children, gosh, man, I'm old.
Yep.
When did I get old? Somehow you stayed young and I got old. They're praying over all the students that are going to be in there. And again, that's a little more institutional, but Rick and Anna being a part of our student ministry, right?
They don't have to be there.
They raised kids.
They put in their time, so to speak.
Right. And they're not old by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
And I can't imagine either of them ever being old, right? No. They strike me kind of like my grandma. They're never going to actually slow down.
Doing marathons and staying in their best shape.
But
Grandma and Judy, they pour into young people like crazy.
Yeah, and it's a matter of understanding the value and the importance of that intergenerational partnership that Pastor Ben and Pastor John talked about on Sunday, which was so cool to have two of our youngest pastors, right, teaching the church, like 2,000 plus people this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
About
incredible.
what it means to reach across generations, right, and build partnerships and build discipleship. And, when they were talking this week, they used that phrase, intergenerational partnership. And this is the way Pastor John phrased it. And I really love this. It says, God's power flows through intergenerational partnership.
Yeah.
And I love that phrasing. Like it's words have a way of just kind of sticking in my brain sometimes, and I ponder on them and marinate on them, and I was going to say smoke them, but like a smoker.
Like it takes a long time.
Yeah.
That's what you were going for.
Like a crock pot, like a brisket and a crock pot. I think brisket and a smoker. Yeah.
Chicken in a crock pot.
Chicken in a crock pot, or chili in a crock pot. What else you put in a crock pot? What's a pork loin? Oh, yes.
Maple glazed with bacon.
I'm ready for lunch.
Now we're hungry.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. But when you heard that phrase on Sunday, I was down in Vinton, got to serve at our Vinton location in the tech booth, which is so fun and a little disheartening. I'm kind of taking a side for a second. I'm going to. It's my show. So I love getting to actually run things on Sunday. And for the longest time, we've had so many volunteers. Nobody lets me do anything.
So many volunteers.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
So if you've heard me say that in the past and you thought, oh, he doesn't need anybody, wrong.
Not true.
Right? Darren was doing 2 different positions this Sunday, and it was fun, and I loved every second of it. But I need you to ruin my joy a little bit and come serve on the tech team. If you're looking for a place to serve, I have places on the tech team that I will train you. You can serve, and you can ruin my joy a little bit.
At either location.
At any location. It's fantastic. You can even serve in our online campus as an online host.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. This is just me practicing my spiel for tonight when I go into
there you go.
So
that's perfect.
I figured I'd just try it out with you and test it
Makes
out
sense.
first. Yeah. Because I realized we were looking at some people the other day. I realized I might have to compete for some people because people have a lot of skills and a lot of talents in different areas.
And they could fit on different teams.
Right. And they can fit different places. And some people even serve multiple places. Right. But, it's my job to, help them get the right sales pitch so that they land the right place. Right. No, not so much.
I mean, you guys, all of my
probably
ministry
more
leaders,
where they fit.
Everybody wants all of the volunteers.
Yes,
so
we are
finding
jealous.
out where their shape is, figuring out where they should be and where they're called to be. just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you want to work with kids.
Right. And in fact, a lot of cases, it means you don't.
Yeah.
But yes, come join the tech team. Lots of flashing lights, lots of buttons to push that are super, super fun. Very satisfying to push. But as I was sitting there in tech booth on Sunday, listening to Pastor Ben teaching, and he's talking about that idea of intergenerational partnership, which I don't know what happened on the mountain, but somebody misspelled one of those words. So if you missed it, go back and watch, see if you can find the typos. There was 2 of them. So I don't know who did all that, but if you're a grammar nerd, maybe I need you to join my team and spell check things. But so I don't know who's responsible for that.
Soon.
Yeah,
red pen only.
Grammar nerd. But the phrase "my true son in the faith" came to mind. So one of my favorite connections in all Scripture is Paul and Timothy. Super cool relationship. And I've always identified with Timothy because our grandmothers have the same name. His grandmother's name is Lois and mine is, which is the flimsiest of connections, but it's super sweet. So Timothy was a pastor, and we had the same, our grandmas have the same name.
Well, there you go.
That's it. So we're basically the same person.
Basically.
Right. Basically exactly the same person. But we've been in church a long time, and so there's always been this kind of lots of pastors, and if you've been around church for a while, you've heard this too, that you should have, if you're a believer, you need to have somebody in your life who's a Paul to you, right? Somebody who's wiser, further along, not necessarily older, right? But generally older. Somebody who's further along in their journey of faith, a little bit more discipled, a little bit deeper and wiser in their understanding of the faith. But you should also have somebody who's a Timothy in your life.
Yeah.
And somebody that you're also discipling and mentoring.
That may change from time to time, season to season, especially if you move. Like, you may have a Paul and a Timothy in one location, and then you up and move to a new state. Guess what? You can still disciple those people from afar, but you need someone new that you can pour into locally, that you can look face to face and talk about the hard things. And through different seasons, those people might be different people throughout your lives. And I can think of different people throughout my life. I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, oh, when I was in college, this person was my Paul. But now here in a different stage of life, this person might be my Paul, and I might be that Paul to someone else. So it's really cool to see that. I mean, for John, he mentioned somebody who literally just picked him up every week and took him to youth group because his parents were hosting a group in their home. And in those drives, the time they spent together, how meaningful that was. And that guy prayed for him. That guy is still a part of his life today, has helped with his student ministry, even all these years later. It's just absolutely incredible to see somebody, all that guy did was drive John to youth group every week. And that seems like such a small thing. It wasn't a huge time commitment, but he spent time praying for him every day. He poured into his life when he was a kid, and now as an adult, and John has a family of his own, that guy is still being a disciple.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we need to keep in mind is that idea of, so you are a Paul and you are a Timothy, right? You're both at the same time always, right? Because you always have more to learn, right? More and more, I'm learning that, right? I'm getting old. You're not getting old. I'm getting old, and more I'm realizing like how little I actually know, right? But I feel like I know more than I used to. I definitely know more than I did in my 20s, but I know a lot less than I think I do. Right. I'm becoming increasingly aware of that. And so I'm learning more and more the value of having somebody in my life that I can connect with on a semi-regular basis, that is further along in life, that has a different perspective than me. Like, for us at our stage of life right now, we have a teenager and some younger kids, right? So for me, having somebody in my life who is a dad, who is a husband, who is in ministry, that is very similar to me in life, but also further along, that I can say, I'm going to strangle this kid. Like, help me out.
What do we do?
Right. And
that's vulnerable too, to realize it's easy to be a Paul to someone else. It's really hard to be a Timothy. To ask someone like, hey, can you mentor me? Would you be willing to meet with me once a month for coffee? That's not easy to do. It's easy to be the bigger person, the older person, finding someone cute and little that you can disciple along. It's a lot harder to be like, oh, you know what? I actually need someone in my life that can walk alongside this road with me. because you have, most of the time you have to ask for it. And
Yeah.
that's a little harder.
Yeah, and I think the thing to keep in mind is that it might be a hard thing. Like you might be thinking like, oh, I should have somebody, but I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to ask for help, right? I'm gonna tell you, I have the biggest ego of anybody I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I have the biggest ego. I am as stubborn as anybody else that you'll ever meet. And I like to do things by myself. Right. I hate asking for help.
So stubborn.
Yes. I spent 20 minutes trying to get my truck out of the snow the other day when my soon to be brother-in-law was 20 feet away inside the house.
Right. We didn't even realize they were still there.
Yes. I am incredibly stubborn. It's not great, right? So you'd be hard pressed to find somebody more stubborn than me. And I'm going to tell you right now, you need more help than you think you do.
Right.
Right? You need somebody. Every single one of you listening to this needs somebody who is further along to be your Paul, right? And to help you. Now, some of you need more help than others. Some of you might need different help than others. Some of us at different times need professional help, right? Somebody who's more specialized in an area, right? You might need to find somebody who has specific experience in something that you're dealing with, right? If your kid has a health crisis right now, having somebody who's never dealt with that does not help in the same way as somebody who's been through that, right? Has had similar experience, right? But it doesn't matter. I guarantee you, it does not matter your situation. One, you're not the only one that's ever been through it, right? Guaranteed, the world is not that big, right? And the world is smaller than the problems are big, right? I don't know if I said that right, but I'm just going to move on.
I'm trying to think through that one a minute.
Yeah, well, now I'm thinking about it, but you absolutely need somebody in your life that's discipling you, mentoring you. Sometimes that needs to be more formal. Right. So I have a relationship with my buddy Joel. Shout out to Joel Wagner. Pastor Joel. Joel's just a person that he doesn't have to know you, but if you ever need a hug, right?
Yes.
Or a high five, if you're ever feeling depressed or sad or disheartened, Joel should offer a service of high fives. Like he doesn't have to know you, but it'll take 6 seconds and you'll feel better, right? You absolutely will. He and I have gotten together and it's not a formal thing. We have no agenda, but we'll have lunch about once a month. We eat tacos. Oh, praise the Lord for tacos. And it's cheap too, so she likes it. But we get together, we talk about life. And there's no homework. We pray together, and Joel has no vested interest in my life other than he loves me.
Yeah.
Right, and he's my friend. He's not my boss. We have no connection in any other area of our life other than we're friends. Our wives used to work together, right? We're friends. We see each other at ministry events and things, but he is the absolute safest person I could ever tell anything to, right? Because he's the most trustworthy person I've ever met, but also like there's no danger, right? So a lot of times there's like mentoring relationships with people you work with and people hold back, right? Because like, oh, it's my boss. I can't tell my boss that, right? Well, I get that. That's true because I have a boss who's a great mentor to me and we're basically the same age, but he's been a great mentor to me. But there is a different dynamic between me and Carly than there is between me and Joel.
Right.
Right. Not that I keep secrets from Carly. Let's be clear. Right? Only a couple. But I can approach Joel with anything.
Right.
Because there's no danger in me sharing anything. Right. There's no hesitation. Right. So for me in this season of my life, that's what I needed. Right. Joel is my Paul, right? And I've got a couple other people I listen to and get advice from. And like Carly does a great job of yelling at me when I need to get yelled at.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's part of what makes him a good leader.
But it's another good reason to be plugged into a group because our groups are not all age specific.
Yes.
There might be people like in our group, there are people that are older than us whose kids are grown and out of the house. And there are people that are younger than us and starting new families. And that difference that we have, that we can come together and say, hey, things are hard. Okay. I've been there, or we've been there, and being able to communicate those things to each other. Our men's and women's groups, a lot of those span generations. You've got new moms and grandmas in the same room studying the Bible together. That intergenerational ministry is so important. And, since groups is a part of my job, I always push in for groups and make a plug there. But we have over 40 groups. Some you can't even find because they're so full. We don't promote them, but find a group if you're not in a group. Find people to rally around you before life gets hard. That way, when life does get hard, you have your people.
Yeah. You're awesome. I'm glad I had you on. Sorry you were my fourth choice. That was great.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Well, but it is an equipped night, and I've got a lot of things to do. So I appreciate not being your first choice because I do have some busy things to take care of.
You can be my fourth choice for the podcast anytime.
Okay. Better luck next time.
So no matter who you are, you for sure need a Paul. And the one that I think it's people know more that they need a Timothy, but I think they know less of how to make it happen.
Right.
More than
it's
anything.
natural. A lot of it is natural. It's a kid in your life. It's your neighbor. It may not even, maybe you have kids that age, but it may not even be your kid. It's your child's friend who comes over after school and needs a snack and some homework help. It's, the kid on the basketball team who doesn't have parents who can make it to the games, encouraging that kid, discipling them. Yeah. It's little things. It might be giving a kid a ride to church that doesn't have a ride, things like that. And you can make that difference, but you can pray for any kid. That's easy. If you're here at Parkway, you're probably serving on a dream team alongside of some of our teens. Our 10-year-old serves every single week, either in the preschool or in early childhood with Miss Sammy or in K3 with Miss Mel, because he likes helping the little kids learn about Jesus. So if my 10-year-old can do it, you can do it. Yeah. And if you're an adult, you're probably serving alongside of a young kid or a teenager running a camera, greeting, talk to them, find out what their school life is like, find out how you can pray for them. Send them an encouraging message throughout the week. There's a way you can make a difference in the life of a young person. And that's kind of what John encouraged us to do here on Sunday. Yeah.
And I think the one of the easiest ways, like speaking to men, like if you're a guy and you have a job, like let's say you work with your hands, you're an electrician, you're a carpenter, a contractor, anything like that. There are teenage guys that want to learn stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, when our men's group does work days or, serve days with Care Portal or anything like that, inevitably we have students that are always a part of that. Right?
And dads that bring their kids alongside to learn those things.
Yeah. I mean, you have an opportunity to take the skills that you've crafted and worked on, right, and use to provide for your own family. You can be... you can help in a very practical way, right? So I'm a practical guy. A lot of men are practical people, right? So maybe sitting down with a kid over tacos and being like, let's talk about your spiritual life, right? That might destroy everything inside of you, right? That's okay.
Let me teach you how to change a tire.
Right. Offer to help do things like that, right? When we have these work days, even if you I'll say even the easiest possible thing that you could do, right? At church on Sunday, when you see something, right? If you see a student, who's kind, if you see a student who's worshiping well or something like that, right? Just let them know, right? Just let them know. And I'll go one further, right? Go to their parents and let them know.
That's huge. The times when people have come to us and be like, your child is so kind or your child is so well behaved. Sometimes I'm like, who are you talking about? All jokes aside, I mean, we have great kids, but people see better things
they will probably
coming
never
from
be in
other
jail.
people. Like I could see something in someone else's child that they may never see. Same thing for us. Like, they're like, oh, your child did a really good job helping in this ministry today. Yeah. And as a parent, I may not see that. So for you to go into another parent and be like, hey, your kid was serving downstairs today with the young kids, and they did such a good job. Yeah,
I'll give you the best example I've seen of this, and it's this is a non-church example. Take it for what it's worth. And I don't know this kid very well, but one of the coolest things I've seen that is kind of what this looks like. A few weeks ago, we're at a basketball game. Right. And Owen is playing basketball, and I don't know if it's after the game or before halftime or whatever.
Yeah.
And and he goes one-on-one with one of the seniors at school, right? And the look on this kid's face, like
That was incredible.
Owen was so blown away and so excited that he got to play with this kid, right? Owen is in 7th grade. So this kid is a god to Owen.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a good kid. He's a cool kid. I like him a lot. I don't know his family. I don't know him that well, but this kid had the opportunity to look at our son and just be like, yeah,
Get off the court.
right. Get out of here. Give me the ball. You don't belong out here. Blah, 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 whatever. But he went one-on-one with him, right? And my favorite part, he didn't hold back.
He did not hold back. And it was just so precious because afterwards, like, he could have been doing anything else.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, it meant a lot to us that you took the time to play ball with Owen today. And he was like, oh, it's no big deal. And I was like, no, I mean it. I said, you didn't have to do that. And I really appreciate the time you spent playing with him. Something so simple.
That is a core moment for Owen, right? Because one, Owen was doing actually pretty good. That was kind of cool.
He only lost by 2 points, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely was going a little easy on him. I've seen the kid play.
But he also is a 1.5 feet taller. So.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. That moment right there, right? It cost him very little to have that moment with Owen, right? But the impact for Owen, like, that's a moment he's going to remember, right? And this is a basketball example, not a spirit example, but it builds his confidence. Right. So
I got to play with a senior and I killed it.
Exactly. Like, so you investing in a kid that way, right? And maybe it's not even a kid, right? Maybe it's somebody, I'll tell you, we're in our 30s and I have people that speak into my life like that, in a non-institutional way. But when people say encouraging things to me, like, especially like about our kids, right? Or when people further along in life have said things to me like, hey, you're going to miss these moments, when they're little, like, it gets better. It's going to be okay. Right. Those are small things. Right. But they make such a big difference. Because now, I've been through those situations. Now I get it. And I'm at a point where I can say a lot of those things to other people, right? Like I give John a hard time about if he's ever going to sleep again and all that. Now that he went and had a little baby.
So cute.
He was so cute. It's also weird because I remember John in high school too.
Yeah.
We're getting old. Crazy. But that's cool. So that's fun. At least I got old. I don't know when you're going to get old, but maybe one day. Never. One of the things that hit me too is Ben hit this on Sunday, but he was talking about, I'll paraphrase, but he was talking about the pairing of the wisdom of the old, right, and the energy of the youth. Yes. Right. That is a powerful combination. And again, it made me think of Paul and Timothy. Paul had wisdom, right, and Timothy had energy. Right. Paul had lived a lot of life. He had a deep understanding of scriptures, and had a very miraculous experience with Christ. Right. And that's experience and wisdom that he was able to impart to Timothy, right? He wrote 2 letters to Timothy, imparting that wisdom after they had spent time together with Paul training Timothy, right? And Paul even talks in his letters to Timothy about the encouragement that it is to him, right? That Timothy is off doing ministry, right? The good reports that he's hearing, right? From this kid that he raised up, this kid that he mentored, the encouragement that he's getting from it, right? So maybe you're a little bit older and you're thinking, maybe you're feeling a little bit down. And I think there's this natural inclination, natural desire as we get older to, pass on our knowledge and our wisdom and our experience and what we've learned. And when you don't do that, it starts to kind of send you down this rabbit hole of depression and all those things. And I'll tell you, one great way to get out of that is to pass on what you have learned, right? Which incidentally is a quote from Star Wars. And if you can figure out what movie, put it in the comments. That is a Star Wars comment.
Nerd.
Yep. Thank you. Just in case you're wondering, I am a super nerd. It's fantastic. But we have that natural inclination to do that because that's who we are, right? Because we were built to pass on what we have learned to the next generation, right? And to build them up and encourage them and to make them better than we are, right? I mean, if you think about how you got to where you are, right? you stand on the shoulders of people who walked with Christ before you, right? Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, other elders in the church. I mean, the building we're in right now, right, is here because we stand on the shoulders of people who years ago invested in a church, right? And invited people to church and continued that mission. The same play that we've been running since Jesus was risen from the dead, right? We've been preaching the gospel for generations, right? And we're here because of that, because they invested in that, right? And this, I don't know if this building will be here in another generation, right? Maybe it'll be different. Maybe it'll be, 19 campuses or whatever that is. That's going to exist because of the continuing legacy that we're leaving now, right? Which is just the most encouraging thing that I could think of. It's fantastic. So, remember when I told you when I start going down a rabbit hole, if I talk too long, you should just kick me. That applies to you too. Yeah, thank you. But every believer needs to have a Paul, and you need to have a Timothy.
So who is it? Do you know who that person is? Yeah. If you don't, be praying about it. Ask God to put somebody in your mind like, oh, maybe I should. And it may be someone you never would have thought of. I had that experience one time when I felt like I needed someone, and I was like, God, how do I know who this person is supposed to be? And then it was a conversation that I didn't expect. And God was like, that's who it is. And I was like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. And I think the easiest place to start, okay, the number one easiest place to start is it's going to take a little bit of work on your part, is to go find a Paul.
Right.
Right. And I think if you you take that first step, you go find a Paul, right? You start investing, have somebody invest in you, right? Gain some wisdom from somebody smarter than you and wiser than you, right? Or a couple people. It can't hurt, right? There's Proverbs talks about there's wisdom in a multitude of counsel, right? And
maybe you're a married couple. Find someone farther along in their marriage than you can walk alongside of you.
Well, and the easiest way to find that Paul, right? I'll tell you, just it's more commercial, right? You need to be in a group. You need to be in some kind of community. Yes. If you're a Parkway person, we would love to help you do that. I know somebody that can help you do that. And if you're listening to this and you're not a part of Parkway, whatever church that you're a part of, right? Well, if you're not a part of a church, ding, ding, ding.
We know one.
Right? We know one. And you need to find one in your local community if it's not Parkway.
But chances are your church has some sort of ministry to get you plugged in. You may not be a part of it, but that doesn't mean you can't start now.
Yeah, and you need to find community. Maybe it's a couple other people, and then maybe that grows and blossoms into like 12 other people. Right.
And if you don't have that, start it.
Yeah.
It could start with you.
Yeah, we absolutely all need a Paul. And I think out of that is going to come that natural desire, right? When you find a Paul, you learn how to be a Paul, right? And then you can become a Timothy, right? It's hard to start out, or then you can find a Timothy, right? So you start out as a Timothy, you could become a Paul, right? Then you upgrade and you get your Paul card.
Love it.
No, it's not like Pokemon.
Gold star.
Yeah, all I see is Pokemon. You can... Yeah,
gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
I'm impressed that you know that. That was so good.
Annoying theme songs.
You must have sons. Yep. Well, all right. Now, in fairness, our kids don't watch the real Pokemon. They know very little about the real 151 Pokemon. Right? They've gotten deeper into the other stuff that doesn't exist anymore. So,
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, that's all right. Nobody does. It's fine. It's not worth it. So, thank you so much. You're awesome.
That was fun.
I like having you around here. This is fun. We should do this more often.
It is fun that we get to work together. Work adjacent, not in the same office.
We work as closely as we probably should together.
Probably.
We work indirectly together, which is probably the best, the best way for us to work together.
But some days we still don't see each other, which is weird.
It is interesting. You are sneak moving into my office, though. Yes, you bought pillows.
I did.
So you are sneak moving into my office.
Technically, my sister bought me pillows for my office.
Now, in fairness, I did put a desk in there, and you're still going to sit on the couch. I guarantee it.
Maybe.
100% you're going to sit on the couch. But that's okay. Sorry, we just had a little aside there. But thanks for joining us in another episode of Midweek Motivation. Thank you to my lovely wife for joining us. She's definitely going to be back because it's probably going to be one of the higher rated episodes. Sorry, Trevor. Sorry, Brentley. You win. So thanks for joining us in another episode of Midweek Motivation. Have a great week and stay motivated.
Stay motivated.
Let's go.